The biggest brainwashing is morality. Right and wrong. Oh my god.
क्या तू निराकार है कि तू साकार है? क्या तू यहाँ है कि तू वहां है? क्या तू अंदर है कि तू बाहर है?
Okay, so let's start with the basic. What is Ashtanga Yudh and what is Skand Shiksha?
Ashtanga Yudh is the martial and the yogic use of 8 limbs. The 8 limbs of yoga, it's the same thing but in a martial way. So the pratyahara would be separating the mind from the body. And then the dharana would be focusing on a devta and doing the upasana while doing the yudh. For example, my Hanuman Sutra, you do a Hanuman upasana as you fight. So it's equal to japa and any form of meditation. And you get an exercise also at the same time. So it's a perfect combination of yogic arts and martial arts combined with ancient warrior fighting systems.
So you're doing a program about it.
Yes, it's part of my Bhairav Sena, and the style I teach for the Bhairav Sena's martial arts is Ashtanga Yudh.
When it is, can you give the details? Like,
Yeah, sure. June 1st will be our first course in Rishikesh, and it will be a 42-day course. It will include Shiv Sadhana, martial arts, yoga, weight training, and cardio. And we'll be doing it by the shores of Ganga, and we'll be doing it by the waterfalls and different scenic areas. So we'll be picking 8 people from all of India for this. So we'll be screening candidates, and we'll pick 8 for the first actual program, which starts on June 1st.
for a layman, like what it is like, is it close to like becoming like a samurai or like a Shaolin monk, or is like what are the examples can you give like?
Well, that would be the end goal, but the difference with this is it's more about the process. It's not really about the end goal being like this or being like a being completely yourself. As in, you meet yourself better, you have a conversation with yourself, and then it happens. Ashtanga Yudh. Ashtanga Yudh is not just for fighting. Ashtanga Yudh is so when you meet yourself, when you have a conversation with yourself, you speak differently, you breathe differently, you think differently, more productively. You remove all the fear aspect from your life, and you learn martial arts, high level martial arts. There's no compromise in the quality of martial arts because there's spirituality attached to it. Martial arts is very high level. I have 36 years of experience in 4 different martial arts, and I have included the ancient arts and some arts which I got from meditation as well, moves and techniques.
So this is Ashtanga Yudh. Mahadev. So who is Guru Suraj? Guru Suraj is the name that you have accepted now, right? As your name.
Yes.
Who is that? And what is the journey of Guru Suraj in becoming Guru Suraj? Like, what is your real name like?
My name is Suraj Gopinath.
Suraj Gopinath.
Yeah, I was given the Guru title by my Guru. He's a Shankaracharya. And he told me, he blessed me with my martial arts. He spoke to me about the drumbeat of Vedanta. And he instilled in me that modern day India needs someone like me. Because I've seen the West, I'm an American citizen, and I'm also very much in love with my culture. So unless you leave the nest and go outside, you don't really appreciate your home. So when I came back after leaving America, I could be in Las Vegas right now as we speak. So I still get contracts from here and there, and I reject it now. Because to find yourself, there's no place like India. And that's why I came back to India. And I've been here 9 years now. And I do Shiv Sadhana. And from all my years of martial arts, which would be collectively 36, I had my own camp in Thailand. I was one of the few people, foreigners, that taught Thai people Muay Thai. Then I trained with the best kickboxer in the world. I was his best student, Manson Gibson. And I realized from martial arts that it's not really about the style of martial arts, it's about the individual. And that was my first initiation into spirituality, because I found out for something I needed. I didn't go in pursuit of spirituality. I found spirituality in what I was doing. And then that changed my life. So I could use spirituality in what I applied. So it wasn't like there was no years of andhashraddha for me. Everything was applied spirituality. And then when I came to India, I ventured inside myself, and then things changed. So that I would like to share with the world, that knowledge.
But how did like this? Were you always like spiritual? You always were inclined towards like sadhana and like that, or you earlier maybe you were like Nastik or something. You didn't believe in God, and then later on, like how is that journey or becoming like Guru means like you are already in a position to like teach others, right? So how does you yourself came to know about all of this?
I have always known me. I just didn't know the world, So now I live in a world where it's the other way around. People know the world more than they know themselves. When I was born, I was very connected to myself because I was an only child, and I grew up in Dubai. It was very conducive to be me and me all the time. So the conversation between me and me has always been very strong.
Okay, Har Har Mahadev. Who is Karthikeya? He's son of the Shiva means what? Like, what is the concept of son in itself means? Like, something is part of it. That is son, no?
The first physical manifestation of the formless Shiva. The first physical manifestation of the formless Shiva. So he's known as Kundalishwar, born with his Kundalini awakened. And he's also the god of war. And he's also the Dev Senapati. So he has all the weapons of all the gods and goddesses, all of them. So I've never really had a fascination for
What is the story of Karthikeya generally?
Story.
Like, can you summarize it in like?
See, there are many stories of Karthikeya from north to south, but the important part is he was born of all the mighty strength, Shaktis. Ganga is involved in his birth. Agni is involved in his birth. 6 Kritikas are involved in his birth. And Adi Parashakti herself. So he is considered the most powerful and the Adi Siddha, first Siddha. That's who Karthikeya is.
No, what was his life like? In the Purana, there's a Skanda Purana, no?
Yeah, his life was like any warrior. It's a bit of a tragedy. The beginnings are never easy for a Yodha. That's how you become a Yodha. You're chosen. You don't choose to become that. You're chosen. Life chooses you and makes you one. Nobody wants to go through hell to become a Yodha. So Karthikeya's life has always been about sacrifice and not getting enough love.
Like that story is very famous, no? Like the Ganesha one, like Ganesha. That story I knew. So like, are there like more stories like that? Like,
yeah, most of the stories are getting the short end of the stick.
like what?
Yeah, because a Yodha's life typically is for other people. There's a difference between a fighter and a Yodha. A Yodha fights for other people. A fighter fights for himself. So nowadays you have fighters, not Yodhas.
What is the difference between Karthikeya and Ganesh?
There is no difference in my opinion. The only difference is the stories. Because you do not get Buddhi, Riddhi and Siddhi without your Kundalini.
What are the name of the wives of Karthikeya?
Valli and Devayani.
Valli and Devyani. And Ganesha's wife were?
Riddhi, Siddhi.
Riddhi Siddhi. Both are two, huh? Har Har Mahadev. हर हर महादेव नमो पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव. So let's tackle this thing, like what is like violence and non-violence, and how what is a dharma fight, or is there anything like a fighting with the dharma, or you understand like I am asking you because you have gone through so much in your life, like you can tell that also, like you learned fighting, or like what is the difference between fighting and violence, like somebody is wo jhagadalu hai, like he is like that, or somebody like a bit like some kind of like don, what is the difference between that, and what is the difference between like how Yodha you are trying to make, like
See, when you try to establish yourself somewhere using power, that's violence from a position of advantage. All forms of that is violence. Right now, India is not really a violent country compared to the countries I've been in, I've raised in, like US and all that. And it's good. So when people try to promote MMA, I'm not for it, because I don't want them to look up to some random person who can fight for marital advice or educational advice. The wrong people are influencing people. It's okay to see it as a sport for people who don't want to have a normal life, because you cannot have a normal life if you train for MMA for a long time. So it's not that you can be a warrior, you can be a good father, you can be, no. Once you fight for money, you have degraded your soul. If you fight for a cause, now you're a Yodha. When you fight for money, you're a fighter.
fighting for a cause, that is Yodha, and fighting for a money is
A fighter.
just fighter.
A prize fighter.
So basically fighting for a cause upgrades you from fighter to Yodha.
Yeah, it's like
Cause is the basically
Yeah.
what you need to add.
I've trained many world champions, and I don't consider them my shishyas. I consider them sadhakas who learned for a cause. It's sakam bhakti. I prefer students who have nishkam bhakti. That's the difference.
What is the difference? Sakam bhakti and nishkam bhakti.
Sakam bhakti is when your prayers or your sadhana has a motive. Nishkam bhakti is when you're basically like Nandishwar. Shiv Sannidhi is the only thing you require. So you just focus on consciousness and completely blank everything out.
योद्धा एंड ए फाइटर. फाइटर को हिंदी में क्या बोलेंगे?
पैसे के लिए लड़ने वाला.
नहीं उसका शब्द क्या होगा मतलब?
मुझे नहीं मालूम.
योद्धा तो ये तो युद्ध से आया ना वैसा.
फाइटर नहीं, प्राइज फाइटर. प्राइज फाइटर.
चलो हर हर महादेव. हर हर महादेव.
महादेव.
So what is the yogic part of yogic martial art, Ashtanga Yudh, that you are teaching, no?
Yeah.
Can you show like physically what are you doing and what have you taught in the past like to people?
I mean, it's more than showing. First I'll explain to you that we are the only species that has to learn how to fight. The rest invoke, and it naturally is. So my martial art invokes that natural instinct in you. So I watch my students how they naturally move, and I give them techniques as per that. And remember, this is not to fight competitively. This is for the street, regular. So a yogi moves with a kamandal and a yoga danda. So that's the dharana I take. So to keep the water balanced, how would you move?
So it's
that
like
way.
if I am holding a kamandal here, like,
Yeah.
and then
And you have your yoga danda on the other hand.
yoga danda in the other.
This is one of many dharanas.
Yoga danda like that. Is it yoga danda only?
So this is
I have
one.
to keep it here.
Yeah. So this is one of many dharanas. I'm just giving you an example.
This is also a dharana only, like holding mic. Holding mic dharana. Because I have to be consciously aware, like, okay, this has to be a certain place. Like that only, like water, I have to be aware, like it's not falling.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So then how do you process from there? Like,
So this gives you, the kamandal gives you the movement, the footwork. Okay.
so this you associate with this muscle movement. Like
Yeah,
how,
all hip connected to.
so this is how you connect to mind through your connecting.
Yeah,
or
mind is already with the training, it will be connected. There's a process to get here. So that we'll explain later. But the end result is this.
How
So-
much is left? 122. Okay, so can you show us like also like your students that you have, no? Like
One's a little busy right now.
busy students, yeah.
Okay, so for example, in a normal situation, remember once again, this is not for competitive fighting, this is for Indian day-to-day life.
Okay.
So if he's attacking me and I see,
Now show that only. The Kamandal and that Dharna, how will you use it? Like,
that's after I activate. I won't stand like that.
okay.
It will initiate in me, in the movement. So in the beginning, I'm standing like this. So in America, we do it like this. Here, we can culturally keep our hands here. So in Namaste, how would you defend yourself? Because you cannot walk around like this. So attack me. See? Things like that.
So how did that Dharna help you in like doing this?
This is a technique. So I'm being submissive. He's being punished for attacking me. So that's the way it is. I'm not initiating.
But in different way also you can do
Yeah.
it.
So this is in boxing. It would be attacked by drawing someone. So here that dharana is an asur is attacking.
How much time it requires to, like, how much you have trained him like in all of this?
Well, before he came to me itself, he's learned a few martial arts. Okay. He's a black belt in karate and he knows kung fu and all that. So it was easy for me to train him.
Har Har Mahadev. Har Har Mahadev. Okay, so let's say like we take you for all that you have told, and like this is Ashtanga Yodha, this is how you will do, this is what you have learned, this is what you have taught also, this is what you can teach also. So according to you, what is that you want to manifest, or what is that you want?
I want to awaken people and make them more self-aware, because you don't have to make people anything. You just have to initiate them so they can be who they are. And I see most people are stuck with this Artha Shastra and Kama Shastra. So Dharma Shastra is what's required nowadays, because nobody teaches Dharma Shastra. For example, everyone worships Sri Ram, but nobody follows the Dharma Shastra that Sri Ram even considered sacred. So that's where we fail. Uttam Purush, Purushottam, we just talk about it. No one's trying to become. So Ashtanga Yudh strives to make you a Maha Yodha and a Uttam Purush at the same time.
Mahayodha and Uttam Purush.
Sri Ram.
Shri Ram. Ashtanga, they are creating Shri Rams.
Yes.
So that's what you want.
Yeah, we don't need any more successful people. We need useful people. And Sri Ram always tried to be useful.
So what is like that you are trying to do to create that reality? Like, how will you make like Shri Ram born in?
I follow Shankaracharya's way. A little bit of Jnana Yoga. Not too much to where knowledge supersedes learning. Enough Jnana Yoga, Raja Yoga, Yuddha Siddhant, which is the same as Shiv Siddhant, the way I have encapsulated it. So you learn multiple things at the same time as one thing, because all knowledge comes from one knowledge. That's the way Ashtanga Yudh is programmed.
So will you be opening more ashrams? Like right now you are doing one program in Rishikesh.
Yes.
So do you plan to like increase it, like scope? Like you will be taking more people in, only 8 people you are taking right now, right?
This time it will be 8. Next time it might be a smaller group or a bigger group. I haven't decided yet. But 8 are from all of India.
So what is your future plan with that 8? What will you do? Like, what are you trying to create? Like, can you have a glimpse of that vision? Like, so 8 you will take, then you want like train to more people like that. Is that the way? What is that way? Like,
see, because it's a karma yoga, part of my karma yoga, I take complete involvement in the process. The end result will be according to their destiny also. But these are people that choose to be the chosen one. That's who the kind of people I want. People who initiate to be initiated. Basically people who've done their part. Not people who want me to show them their part. You know, they're doing their part as we speak. They want to do it better. Those kind of people.
Har Har Mahadev. Har Har Mahadev. What is that you want to say something like? Let's say, let's frame it like that. You're giving like the stage of the world. I mean, it's not I am that big, but like whatever is there, like in that sense. And then these will be your like last words. What is that you will tell to the world? Like after going through your life experiences, after your realizations, after everything, what is the truth of this world?
The truth of this world is your truth. So I say, don't chase the world, attract the world. Don't make the mistake of chasing. Because as long as infinity is a reality, you can be the center of the universe and attract. Learn to do that. Don't chase, because the world is too big and life is too short to chase everything. That's what I would say to the world.
And you repeat that again, the last line. The world is too big.
Yeah, the world is too big and life is too short to go everywhere and try everything. You have to find everything in that one thing you do. All the time. One thing at a time. Do it like it's the only thing you're doing and as the first person doing it. Then awareness comes. If you just tell people to be aware, that's not enough. You have to show them tools, give them tools. That's what Ashtanga Yudh is. It actually shows you the process. It's not result oriented, it's process oriented. The result is a side effect. And I underpromise and overdeliver when it comes to results, because people get extra results from than I even know. So I get feedback saying that I'm better now, my this is gone, that's gone. Even my positivity has increased. So many side effects for different people, you know. That's how it works.
But like leave all of that, no? Like what is the you're saying life is too short and the world is too big. What is this? Like is life time? Like time wise you are having too short and the space is big to cover. So you are not able to cover it. Like
That's why you have to become it. Because you
so
can't cover it, you have to become it.
you have to remove the space and time gap basically. Har Har Mahadev.